Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to another day of Planmas. Today we're flipping through my 2024 planner July through September. And this will be the last 2024 flip through, obviously for the month, because I won't have December finished to do it for you. So let's get into it. We're going to see the last of summer and into the beginning of autumn. But my dashboard this time was one of my favorite lemonade arts that I did for last summer. And again, I should say these are Caress Press inserts, and I'm using Caress Press monthlies throughout. Just had this nice summary one for July. And then the first kit we have here is from Scribble Prints Co, and this is Sadie Piper art. And I had saved this from the previous year, and I paired it with this, I think it's silver foil, plus this purple and silver sort of tie-dye foil, which is really pretty. I love the way the two came together, just a touch of them. But yeah, I love this spread. It's so, I just love the colors for this. So I'm really happy that I used it. It looks like I finished playing Stardew Valley at this point, and I started playing a lot of Dreamlight Valley. I also had a bit of an art block at this time. An IKEA delivery. I don't remember what that was now. It was something. We got something from IKEA. Oh, maybe that was my my little desk that I have over the couch, so I can do gaming and stuff on there. Which is probably why I went back to Dreamlight Valley, because my laptop was burning my gaming laptop. I got my tax return back, which was awesome. I made a lot less than I prepaid for last year, so I got a nice tax return. So, swings and roundabouts. I was reading Element of Fire, which is part of Martha Wells' Illyrian series, which was so good. I loved it so much. And we watched Hot Shots for fun this day. We've watched Hot Shots, tons of times as kids, and together, Locke and I, but we do love Hot Shots a lot. It was just nice to watch a film that's silly that we know. But that was that week in July. Then we used my art poolside. And this was from Caress Press, and I used blue spot shattered hollow foil as well as pink foil, and I think it came out so fun and bright. Love the pool art that I did for this summer. What was I doing here? Played some more Stardew Valley and Dreamlight Valley and The Sims. I was playing all my games together here. LED lamp broke. I can't remember what that was. LED lamp broke. I don't know. I can't remember. Something broke. It was my dad's birthday on the 8th, and I released some autumn art on Thursday. And yeah, I don't know. I was updating my Sims mods. I finished. I read really fast the second book in that Illyrian series, Necromancer. I finished it so fast, so I really enjoyed those books. But yeah, not much else going on this week. Machine was. Oh yeah, a washing machine was annoying for ages. And it's still not completely finished, completely fixed now, and it's November, so don't even talk to me about it. And then the next week, it's a completely opposite kind of summer week, and this was a mystery that I did for SBC a while ago. But I wanted the softer colors, and I thought this Caress Press, seashell, coral, foil pack in the matte bronze went really well with it. It's so pretty and very more classy summer. Machine broken. So basically, I don't want to even go in it. I don't want to even go into it. But basically, it's it's plugged into the plumbing of our building, and it wouldn't drain anymore. So we unplugged it and just let it drain onto the floor, which luckily we have a full wet bathroom, so it just go into the shower drain. But it drained perfectly, but then maintenance wanted us to have the washing machine checked before they would check the plumbing, It was a whole thing, and it technically works now, but it is leaking. So we need to get a new thing to like, we need like a metal thing to like attach the pipe properly back to the other pipe. It's a whole thing. But at least it works now with minimal amount of water going on a bathroom floor, but it's still a pain. It was going for so long. But it's basically like, there's nothing wrong with that actual machine. It was the pipe in the building, which is annoying. Oh yeah, so I think around here I started playing Sims and Bloom Legacy Challenge, but I've never really got past Generation 1 these days. I don't know. I'm just not into playing it right now. It was stormy and we had cookies, and again I was working on Dreamlight every now and then, doing my dream snaps. I released a travel set obviously this week. I had a lot of late nights this week. I guess I was like really into the Sims at this point, which I think I late night this night because buying wax here. I think it's Soul Mountain Melts, always her releases are always at like 2 a.m. and then she closes before I would even get up in the morning, so I'd have to be up at 2 a.m. to buy wax. But and here I've already started on the next Illyrian book, Wizard Hunters, so that was fun. But I love the way this spread turned out. I was working, but I guess I wasn't getting much work done. I only worked like 2 days this week. I'm surprised I didn't have anything on my sidebar. Oh yeah, I was having a real, through the summer I had a real art block, just not being able to work. It's just my summer self. Like, if it's hot, I don't want to, I just don't want to work, to be honest. It's too much sun and too much sunlight. So this next week, a really pretty summery, an older kit again from Caress Press, which I love the way it turned out. I just used Sparkly Hollow with it. And Summer Sunshine from Planner Choco, just so pretty. I was going to use this in my pre-planner, and then I was looking at it, I'm like, it's too cute. I love the colors too much, so I switched it to this. I was trying to get my sleeping schedule back on track, so sleep early, but I was playing a lot of Sims at the same time. Looks like I got some artwork done this week, and I released my alien artwork, which is fun. Then I broke one of Heidi's cab bowls this day, which I was so mad because it's like part of a set, and then to buy the replacement bowl to match the set, it was so much shipping, like 50 euros shipping, even though it's from Germany. So I ended up adding a extra thing that they sold, which was which didn't make the shipping go up. So the bowl was like 15 euros and the shipping is like 50. So I'm like, if I don't have the shipping go up, then I'll add something else. And I added a scratching board that goes on the floor because she loved to scratch our rug. And she loves it. And it's still, like, I haven't even flipped it over. It's made of cardboard and it's still going strong. So I'm happy in the end. It got me to this, and she no longer scratches the rug. I put it down, the board down right where she scratches the rug, and so she just scratches that. Great. So she pretty much only scratches that thing now and her trees, and that's it. So it was worth the whole thing, even if I had to break a bowl while doing so. But it's just so annoying, like another cost, because I always break things. That's like the third thing I've broken in the kitchen and had to replace. Then we watched actually a bit of the Olympics this year. Not that I love the Olympics overall, ethically, but we won't get into that. But we did watch the Olympic opening like later on, and I did actually really enjoy it. I love how, I'm not a fan of Gojira, but I did enjoy their like whole piece with the Marie Antoinette thing. Although I thought it was weird that it was only about Marie Antoinette, like when they could have included all the other people, like the king as well. Like, why is it always about Marie Antoinette? There's other people involved, like men. But anyway, you could have done Robespierre even. But that's neither here nor there. I did do a course at uni when I was doing history on the French Revolution. So it was funny. But I actually really enjoyed it. I actually thought the best part of the Olympic opening was the original music. Especially, and Celine Dion. Oh my God. I teared up during Celine Dion at the end. Ugh, I loved her. Anyway. So we watched a little bit of Olympics here and there, some obviously a lot of the gymnastics, some skateboarding, beach volleyball. We watched a little bit of, like 30 minutes of the mountain biking, but they were just going around the same like loop a bajillion times. So like, we've kind of seen it all. But we mostly just caught in for like, yeah. Although I will say I kind of enjoyed the male gymnastics more than I did the women's. I don't know why. I just thought they had a lot more like down to the wire, like especially the team stuff. Like it came down to so tense a moment between Japan and China teams. It was so good. Anyway, that was the last week of July. We'll get into August, and this was my beach day art. I was requested for so long to do like a Charleston. Is it South Carolina or North Carolina? I apologize to the Carolinas, but I was requested a lot to do art for like a beach town, and I finally did that a couple of years ago, so that's the beach day art. And then I just used this old campfire art from Caress Press, one of my favorite sets ever. We saw it, did actually already do it in this flip through, or I think we talked about it in something else. But yeah, I decided to use it for this old monthly for August. So I used the Miami travel set because I decided, like, I don't think I'm ever going to Miami, so I thought I'd use it as a travel set. I did buy a second one. This one's from Scribble Prints Co. I did buy a second one to mark when GTA 6 finally comes out, because that's set in like a fake Miami. But I paired it with this dusty pink hollow foil from Planet Choco, and I thought this came out really cute. I think next time I'd use a more cooler toned foil, but I think that's the fun of reusing art, especially with foil, because you can like change the way it looks. So we're doing some more gymnastics. In my feelings, I feel like a lot of the feelings of my 2024 planner, like doom scrolling stuff, the internet at the moment, you know, the stuff happening in the world all year long, which I'm definitely very sensitive to. But we were rewatching What We Do in the Shadows, were we? I don't know. There's some of it in here, so I guess we were. And a little bit of the gymnastics, a little bit of little Simsy streams. I wasn't doing much work this week either. I think I decided just like, I'm not going to stress on doing work. I'm just going to like take the summer and, you know, enjoy. Then I started playing Coral Island for a bit, which I did enjoy, but I felt like it became a bit repetitive because I was kind of doing like the repetitive parts of the game, like clearing the ocean, and it just didn't feel as fun, I guess. But I did enjoy the characters and the way that you could hang out with them and stuff. So if you're looking for a more comprehensive farming game with a little bit more stuff to it, there's Coral Island is fun. And, you know, there's this whole section where you're cleaning the ocean, and it's very satisfying, like as if you're playing power washing or whatever. If you just want to mindlessly clean the ocean for a whole day, you can do that in Coral Island. We had a rainy day, we got donuts, you know, much else. I was just reading books. I finished Oathbringer this day. So this year, one of my goals was to reread the Stormlight Archive, because the 5th book is coming out in December. So Oathbringer is the 2nd book, I think. No, Oathbringer is the 3rd book. Words of Radiance is the 2nd one. So this next week, this was Lovebirds from Caress Press. This was a mystery, and I used this one because the 6th was Lock and I's 18th anniversary, and one of you pointed out in the comments that because we had met when we were 18, well, I was 17 turning 18, and they'd already turned 18 because we're 6 months apart in age, April and October, and we met, obviously started dating in August, but now we've been together for 18 years. It means we've been together for half our entire lives, which is kind of crazy, and there's no signs of it ending, so that's a long time. I told Locked that, and they're like, excuse me? But anyway, that was an anniversary. We just had a very chill day. We watched some skateboarding, and we were rewatching Rings of Power because the new season was coming at the end of September. And we got steak, which is our usual go-to for things. And I finally tried out, I think this week was the early release day of Fields of Mystria. So I decided to try it out, And obviously I'm obsessed, and then I got Andre obsessed, which is funny. But yeah, Fields of Mystery is just a fun little game. It's still in early access on PC if you have that. Highly recommend. It's so cute. I released some Halloween art this week. I finished the art set, which possibly that was the Halloween art. I don't know. I'm still working after this. And then I had to start book. What did I start? Oh, Rhythm of War. Yeah, so I was on to the 4th and final Stormlight Archive book, Rhythm of War, which is like super long, so it took a while. I also started playing a bit of House Flipper, which I need to get back into. It's just, House Flipper is like cleaning the ocean in Coral Island, because you're just cleaning up houses and, you know, redecorating them, as House Flipper sort of implies. We had crazy thunder in the 11th. I remember there was a huge flash and the whole apartment just went white, and we're like, what the heck is that? And then suddenly the hugest, loudest clap of thunder ever. I think it was literally right next to us, like on the island we live on. And it was so loud, and even Heidi like ran out of the bedroom like, what is happening? And I was like, ah! Anyway, crazy thunder. And it was just the one. Then there was nothing. No more. That was it. It's like, excuse me, why? Does somebody just get zapped by Zeus or something? Anyway. Then the next week of August, we have, I think this is my last summer set. This is Sunshine that I did. This was sort of more of a no beach, no pool summer set that I wanted to do. This is from Scribble Prints Co, and I paired it with rose gold foil just to make it soft and pretty. And then, so this week we had surprise maintenance on Tuesday. So Locke went to work on Tuesday, and then not even before 9 a.m., a maintenance guy just appeared and said, oh, well, look at your washing machine. And I'm in my pajamas, and Heidi had just done a big poop in the bathroom where the washing machine was. And I was just like, can you wait a second while I just try and clean things up here? Anyway, I was all by myself. I hate that. He just looked at it, and I tried to explain what happened. He was like, oh, no, I don't do that. So he left. I'm like, oh. It was so annoying. That was the first maintenance person, the washing machine. I just hated that one. And then the rest of the day, I was just like, I'm a mess. I got a little bit of work done, but not as much as I would have liked, because I was a mess. We started rewatching 30 Rock at this point, too. Play with Heidi. They were playing with Heidi on the bed a lot recently at night, just to sort of like, you know, calm her down. I released another art here. It's a wine cup. Oh, the Merlot autumn set I released this week. I was watching a lot of art videos, kind of trying to, you know, get inspiration back. And then, I baked a cake this day, a cherry cake. We put cherries on this chocolate cake, and it was really nice. And again, just lots and lots of Fields of Mystery too. But I love the way this spread came out. It's so soft and pretty. Then for the last week of, it's not the last week. August is extra long. What the heck? Then I was like, I'm going to go into my sort of anytime, and then into like autumn. So I used this Gamer Girl set. This one's from Scribble Prints Co, and this was sort of my Sailor Moon / gamer set. And this really made me think of like Fields of Mystery too. Although I didn't play this week because there was the Tiana update on Dreamlight Valley. So I was playing a lot of Dreamlight Valley this week. Just going through my books still. I don't know. I felt really like nauseous this night. It happened like twice, and maybe this is the first week. But a couple weeks apart, I was just super nauseous like the whole night long. And then I just felt bluff the next day. This might be when I actually like, one of the nights I threw up. But I think I actually just ate too much at dinner. That might have been my problem. I don't know. My eating is all over the place at the moment. I either don't want to eat or I overeat. So I'm working on that. Trying to be mindful. Again, watching lots of 30 Rock and playing Dreamlight Valley. We had popcorn. And then Locke was actually like, oh, Netflix finally got the last 2 Sailor Moon movies, like Part 1 and Part 2, which finishes off the Sailor Moon story, which is Sailor Moon Cosmos. In the original 90s anime, it's the season called Sailor Moon Stars at the end, which is one of my favorites. And funnily enough, I was using the Sailor Moon loosely inspired art this week, and Locke's like, let's watch Sailor Moon Cosmos. So that worked out perfectly with the theme. So I have it both here because we watched both parts on Sunday, and we didn't do much else that day. So yeah, I finally got to watch Sailor Cosmos, and so like she was making this manga, the last arc manga, during the creation of the anime. So the 90s anime kind of made it up as they went along. So they're very different endings. So you ever watch like old Sailor Moon and new Sailor Moon? This is the more manga, this is the manga canon ending, which was okay. I think I actually still prefer the 90s anime and how it ended. When I first watched that, I cried a lot in the last episodes. And I cried a little bit with these ones, but not as much. There was some like very heavy-hitting stuff in the 90s anime, but anyway. So I highly recommend watching the 90s anime and then trying out the remakes, because the remakes are kind of a mess. Like there's a couple of TV seasons, there's a couple of movies. It's kind of a mess. So I say just watch the 90s anime because it's fun and nostalgic. But yeah, so I love the way this spread came out. I just paired it with some purple foil from SPC. I think last time I used this, I used Periwinkle. So it was nice to get a more purple look. And then the last week of August, we have August Mysteries from Caress Press. And I loved this art. I think this is from, I can't remember who the artist of this. But I love how it's like an autumn Sherlock kind of booky one. So yeah, I love using this for the start of autumn. What did we do? Oh yeah, this is when Locke's dad came to visit. So here is when I nauseated and threw up. So it was like less than a week apart. I think I ate too many hot chips, or as Americans call them, fries. It's so funny. In America, they're fries, and here they're fries, basically. And in Australia, we call them hot chips, and in Britain, they call them chips. And if you want to know why Australia calls them hot chips, it's because we call chips and hot chips, chips, the same thing. And in Britain, they call them chips and crisps. In America, it's chips and fries. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like these flip-throughs are like otherwise very short, so I'm just going to yap at you. I hope you're enjoying during this season. But yeah, so I went and I did a whole bunch of errands this day too. Picked up mail, and yeah, I had fish and chips from Henry's Pub, and I guess I had too many chips. So I was nauseous that night and I actually vomited. So never again. I have to check myself. They just give you so many. It's just too much. And then I did some shopping this day. I don't know what I was shopping for. Again, we're watching some... Oh, this is when Rings of Power started. The first episode came back because it's on Thursday. So yeah, so also Rings of Power came out. I think, yeah, Locke's dad was like at a conference, so, weren't doing that much. And then Locke spent this evening with their dad, I think. So I was at home watching Kiki's Delivery Service. One of my favorite Studio Ghibli's, I think my all-time favorite is Howl's Moving Castle. And then Kiki, and then probably Spirited Away. And then on Saturday, I was playing some more Dreamlight Valley, and we started watching... did we finish 30 Rock here? I'm not sure, but we started watching Delicious in Dungeon. And then I called my dad on the Sunday because it's the 1st of September. And the 1st September, every day, the first Sunday of September is Father's Day in Australia. So, so I called my dad because it was Father's Day, of course. And then we went to dinner at this very fancy restaurant, Gaijin. And it's like a Japanese-Korean fusion restaurant with Locke's dad, and it was really fun. We had the whole degustation menu. So that was fun. Yes, that was the last week of August, and then we get into September, and this is like my art gallery art, which I really love still. It's like a rainy day at the art gallery kind of art. Still got a little bit of summer here in the September monthly, but with this lake house. It's very cute. But it was still a little bit summery. It was starting to get more autumn into October here. But one of my, now we're properly into autumn art, and this is Full Farm Cafe, which is a mystery this year that I did for Scribble Prints Co, and definitely one of my all-time favorites. And I paired it with rose gold. And what was I working on? I was working on art, it seems. Something. Oh yeah, Only Murders started as well, so we caught up with that. Still watching Delicious in Dungeon, although I think we finished it on Monday. We really binged through that anime. It was so good. I loved it so much. Again, playing a bit more Dreamlight, and I finished the last book. It looks like in in the Illyrian series, and I started the Winnowing Flame trilogy with the Ninth Reign, which I also loved. The Ninth Reign was my top book for September. It was so good and so different. If you want something different with fantasy, I highly recommend it. It's very underhyped, very underrated, to be honest. Still watching Rings of Power, and I started my proper journaling. I think the week before, when I got pick up mail, and my happy mails, this is when I finally got all of my journaling stuff together. So I could finally put together my reading journal. So yeah, I was planning out my journal here on Friday, and then I got to actually do some journaling. But I think there's a Teddy Bees pre-order on this Friday for wax. And we watched Sonic 2 because we subscribed to this. To watch 30 Rock, we had to subscribe to a specific streaming, and so we were making up the rest of the streaming. And they had Sonic 2 and they had the Knuckles TV show, so we watched Sonic 2 and then the Knuckles show, which we watched all in one day. We watched the whole Knuckles TV show in one day, but it was very cute. I did enjoy it. I was researching how I wanted to reorganize my desk, and there was also a hard rubbish day on Saturday, so we got rid of some of our broken stuff and just some old things. And then we got into super autumn, and this one is a Caress Press version of Amber Dream, and I paired it with a copper foil from Planet Choco. Just, super orange, super autumn on this one. I was doing some more work. Only Murders in the Building, Rings of Power. We started rewatching now Frasier, although we've been on a break from Frasier, but we should really get back to it so we can just finish the show. The problem is, after a few seasons, like, the main comedy of the show was just someone messes up, it says the wrong thing and there's miscommunication and everyone's embarrassed, and it gets a lot. Then I had an IKEA delivery on Saturday and started doing some cable management. A bunch of stuff that you probably already have seen on this Planmas, my desk makeover and my character sticker organization. I started doing all of that in September. We got a new rug for our living room because we just needed a new one. And while I was reading Rhythm of War, I got to a huge chapter we chose is one of the quotes in the book, so I had to put it in because I still got chills reading it, even on the reread. It was so good. So that was this week. And then I'm using Golden Woods to celebrate Rings of Power. I just didn't want to do it too early in the month. But of course, Rings of Power is ongoing. And I still love this art for autumn and also just fantasy-wise. You don't have to use it for Rings of Power, but it was perfect to do so for me. And in fact, we've got the hand with the one ring. But I thought it was really fun how this sleeve here on the hand, it looks just like the clothing that Sauron wears in the show this season. So I was very pleased with myself. And I did a quote from the first season. I have been awake since before the breaking of the first silence, which is a huge quote. I don't think it spoils anything, but yeah. I won't try and spoil the show for you if you're going to finally watch Rings of Power, which I highly recommend. It's so good. And then I just have like the ring quote on the bottom there. But yeah, such a good season, the second season. But I'm happy I still had another copy of this Golden Woods art to use to celebrate Rings of Power. Oh yeah, I was already up to the third book in that Winnowing trilogy. The trilogy, Winnowing Flame trilogy, because I just zoomed through those books. They were so good, and I was so into them. It looks like I released some Christmas this day. I was doing some meal prep. Oh yeah, because I started doing like girl lunches, because it's just easier to eat than a full meal. Oh, and this is the day we got Samsung in to look at our washing machine, and there's nothing wrong with it. So, you know, then we had to talk to maintenance again for our building, because they're like, actually, there's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, then I did a bunch of journaling this week as well to like get my journal ready. And we also got Happy Mail this week, so all new stickers. So everything was happening. And then it looks like I finished Rhythm of War this week, which was very exciting. I was all prepared for Wind and Truth, the 5th book, to come out. And I started the new James S.A. Corey book, The Mercy of Gods. And then, is this the last week? The last week of September is this Fall Vibes from SPC, one of their exclusive fall set for this year. And I just paired it with this like dark orange foil, like the leaves. I think it's Bonfire to go with it, and I think it looked really pretty. It's definitely one of my favorite arts for this season. The fall art is so pretty. Dust did a great job. So I was obviously reading The Mercy of Gods this week, and I finished it on Thursday. And then I also finished the Winnowing Flame trilogy on Monday. And then I read a short story called Void, and then I started The Glass Hotel, which is also a shorter book. So I finished that, and then I also read and finished Sea of Tranquility. So I was on a roll with reading this week, but I read 3 short books. So anyway, I don't think I started a new audiobook yet that week. But what else? I called my dad on the Thursday. We had ramen this week. Just doing lots of work and lots of journaling. I finished a custom, it looks like. I might have finished it on the Monday afterwards. I'm not sure. But yeah, lots of that kind of thing. Reading lots of books this week and doing lots of journaling. But yeah, super pretty. And that was the end of September. So I won't be able to flip through any more of 2024 this year, but I'll have some other flip throughs for you in a minute, in the next couple of days, of some older stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this flip through of 2024, especially if you missed. I think most of these have spreads. I think I was able to film most of these. I don't know if I can pick a favorite though. This is definitely one of my favorites, but I just love the way the colors came out and the art. Possibly this one too. But anyway, let me know what you thought. What was one of your favorites, or did you use any of these spreads, these kits in these months too? But yeah, otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's Planmas, and I'm doing a video every day through the 25th of December. So if you're new, go back and check. I do have a playlist ongoing, so you'll be able to see all the previous videos that have already come up, and of course we have plenty more videos coming up this month. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. I love you. Bye bye.